Hey, I want to teach you guys about something that's very relevant today, especially amongst politicians. Okay, we live in a political climate in which politicians have figured out something. They have figured out the strategy, the perfect strategy to receive the most money, to stay elected, to receive the most attention, while putting in the most minimal of work. They can put in literally zero investment into bettering the lives of their constituents, but they can receive the most rewards. And the reason why they can do that is because they have a tactic that they place upon amongst the people, which is the cultural war. What they do is they get the citizens, the constituency, to fight amongst each other over cultural issues. Culture is basically a way to describe a community's particular social constructs, social institutions, social trends, and social habits. So if you can get two different communities to fight amongst each other over cultural issues, then you don't have to actually do anything for your constituents. You don't have to make their lives better through the political process. Because one thing about a cultural war is it never ends. There's no solution. Nobody is going to abandon their cultural perspective or what's important to them on a cultural level. And one of the most sensitive areas of human nature is attacking somebody's cultural beliefs. Like if you got a liberal who believes that everybody should be appreciated and have the right to be free, no matter their sexual orientation, then they're not going to drop that belief just because somebody disagrees with them. There's no talking sense into them. There's no way that you can intellectually get them to abandon that belief because that's a cultural belief. Same way with somebody who believes that being gay is some sort of sin or some sort of defect. You're not going to get that person to drop that belief no matter how much evidence you give them or no matter how much you try to intellectually get them to look at the situation differently. So politicians know that. They know that if they can get us preoccupied by the cultural wars, we won't expect anything of them. We'll be so caught up in the cultural war that all we expect of them is to defend our position in the cultural war. You know, Meanwhile, they don't have to do anything for us. They don't actually have to legislate because if you noticed, politicians do not do any legislation. Their job is to present bills that actually benefit the people, and they don't do that because they don't have to do that because they have us all fighting over these cultural issues. And there's no end in sight for a cultural war. They never end. It keeps going on and on because nobody is going to abandon what's important to them on a cultural level. So instead of falling for this trick, we need to understand that every culture is entitled to their own beliefs and their own perspectives and their own constructs and institutions. We have to understand that the world is made of different communities, and each community has their own values. And there's no point in fighting over values because there's no solution to that. There's no debating and coming to some sort of conclusion. Everybody's going to leave with the same beliefs that they came into it with. So we need to learn how to respect each other's communities, each other's values, and expect more from these politicians. We can't allow them to not do anything at all legislatively to make our lives better, you know? And we can't allow them to be these wrestlers, these WWF superstars, basically, who represent us. Like we're picking our favorite fighter who's representing our cultural identity. That's identity politics. All politicians take advantage of that, and we gotta do the knowledge. Peace.